Hello and welcome to Washington Exec's video series. I'm Amanda Ziadeh with Washington Exec, and with me today is Maisha Scott Glover. She's a Senior Vice President with Booz Allen Hamilton. Thank you so much for joining me today, Maisha.
Amanda, thank you for having me. So many times we hear the stories of the businesses, so it's great that Washington Exec has this forum to also learn more about the leaders behind those businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah, wonderful. We think so too. So speaking of, I wanted to ask you first if you can tell me a bit about your role at Booz Allen. What are you largely focused on providing for your teams and clients?
So I joined the firm in January of 2021. And as you mentioned, I'm a senior vice president within our national security group. And that business is led by Judy Dotson. And, I provide strategic leadership across teams that support our national security clients. Specifically, I lead teams that really drive and deliver advanced digital transformations and next generation data solutions to some of our key national security clients. And I'll tell you, Amanda, I love it. I love every bit of it. I love working with my senior clients across the community to truly reimagine the challenges, right? By bringing the best of our firm and the industry together in a holistic, in an integrated solution through advanced technologies, through mission support, through consultative expertise.
Awesome. And I know being a transformational leader is something that's very important to you. So what does that mean?
Yeah, so I'll say it's kind of two parts for me. One, it really focuses around teams. And the second, I would say, it's really about the broader national security workforce. As far as teams is concerned, as a transformational leader, I look to inspire my teams to do things that they would normally not do, but that they know that the mission needs, right? I help them to kind of toss out the status quo and really help provide them a platform for those within my organization to, frankly, Amanda, to just be incredible, right? I work with some incredible colleagues. And because I feel that the challenges that we face as a nation require us to be incredible. We have to go beyond just being compliant. I love being able to clear the table and to bring the data scientist with the developer, with the management consultant, with the AI practitioner together with, that small niche company that maybe our national security client haven't been able to get access to, but we can leverage our tech scouting arm to provide that access, to really reimagine the problem set and develop integrative solutions. And, at Booz Allen, our people are bringing a mix of advanced technology expertise with our legacy heritage of our consulting to solve problems in a different way. And we're building and investing in technology skills and cyber and data analytics and systems engineering. And so what I get an opportunity to do is to help them draw out those innovative thoughts and solutions to serve a mission that I'm so compassionate about. So I would say teams is one. The second part is really the broader IC workforce. And this is something I'm very, very passionate about. Before I joined the private sector, I worked for several years as an officer within the national security community. And I've seen from several fronts the impact that having an inclusive workforce where people from all walks of life can feel like they belong and that they are empowered. And so daily, I aspire to be this transformational leader that breaks what I call like unnecessary barriers, right? That creates paths for others to simply bring their whole selves to work and to serve missions that we are so entrusted to serve, where they feel that they belong, where they feel that they are included, where they feel that they are valued, because that's how we retain our future workforce. We feel like you're valued. And where the focus on mission versus putting up a facade, right? Amanda, where women who look like me can see the possibilities, even when the challenges seem really tough. And frankly, I believe that our nation will be safer and more advanced than our adversaries if we can have people that think differently, that problem solve differently at the table. And so I spend time mentoring and seeding into our next generation of leaders in the IC, because for me, that's transformational work that will leave a legacy for our future workforce, but also a legacy for my children, that I help to leave them behind a nation that is stronger and more advanced.
Wonderful. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with your sentiments there. And your passion for leadership and the mission space and inclusivity is very, very evident. And as well as being a leader in this space, you're also a working mom and a woman executive in tech. What challenges and opportunities are you often faced with, and how have these shaped you as a leader?
Yeah. I I often introduce myself by saying that who I am is a mom of 3 incredible kids. And what I do is I'm a business executive that transforms businesses, that serve some really important missions, right? And frankly, it's a challenge. It's a challenge every single day. I have to juggle homework with activities, with proposals and client demands, right? I have to travel, think about traveling sports and traveling for work, and networking with parents at the bus stop so that I can have play dates for my kids, and then networking after hours for career progression, right? So it's a daily challenge. I'll tell you, I once overstressed, right? I stressed myself out trying to attain what I perceived as perfection. And I put on this facade that it was easy. And what ended up happening is I overly rotated on trying to be distinctive. I overly rotated, I think, on trying to be high performing, only not to be distinctive or unique, and frankly got burnt out. So having those experiences as a working mom and a woman, and as a technology business leader, I now lead teams differently, right? My juggling act may look weird to some, but it's okay. It works. And it creates an opportunity for me to show those that I work with and those that work with me that we have real challenges as a nation. It also helps, I must say, to work for a company that was recently rated as, by Forbes as the #1 employer for women, right? Because we have really strong women leaders throughout our firm that also have been working moms and women in tech. And so that helps tremendously. But I'll tell you, Amanda, it's been over a year and a half of COVID. And according to the Women in the Workplace study, there was a report, the 2021 report, women are now significantly burnt out. And so I therefore use my challenges and impact stories to help others know that we are all in this together, right? And so my odd looking juggling that I do has helped me to be a better leader. It has helped me to be a more impactful mentor. It has helped me to be a more purposeful sponsor, because mentoring is important and sponsoring is important, as well as just strong leadership. And I'll say those experiences have helped me to really propel my thinking, I would say, around how we reimagine the IC workforce in 3D. I don't want to see a woman or a dynamic woman in tech to leave the national security workforce, right? Just because they're burnt out. I don't want to see a woman in national security self-select to downgrade her role. Some of the things that the report was kind of speaking to, because our future workforce within national security needs everyone. So accelerating the innovation that we need in government really, really requires us collectively to approach this as a distributed, a digital and diverse workforce, and focus on how we get there and what we need to do to have that.
So, well, thank you for opening up about that with us and sharing that very important perspective. I'm sure lots of women can relate. And shifting gears a bit before we close, I wanted to ask about Booz Allen's digital and tech transformation efforts. I understand they're driven by mission and people, as we've been talking about. How does that approach lead itself to the firm's perspective on a hybrid cleared workforce?
As the intelligence community modernizes to manage what I would say very complex and evolving threats, securing highly technical talent is a major challenge. And prior to COVID-19, Booz Allen had already begun experimenting with some non-traditional approaches, which, termed hybrid cleared workforce. And simply what that is a framework that could allow the intelligence community to use digital experts, skilled, highly skilled, but not yet fully cleared, right, to accelerate classified missions. Now, I'll be the first one to say, having served in the community for many years, not every agency needs to do this. Not every organization within an agency can do it. And it's not applicable to every mission set. But if we were to segment and closely look at the work, there are areas where we can do this. In the case of our program, we had uncleared developers, right, in the process of obtaining high security clearances, and they developed code. And then we had a classified team, a fully cleared team that securely migrated this work into classified networks. So it minimized the number of staff required to be inside of a SCIF. But I would say, Amanda, equally important, the reason why this gets me so excited when I'm talking to our clients about this is it also helped to really boost productivity. And we saw morale and resiliency, right? So people are motivated by the mission and want to continue to do work, but they want to do it in a very distributed way where they can continue to do it. And we can do some of these. We've shown that we can do these things. And so given these advantages, we continue to encourage, agencies to look through, to do segmentation studies and to experiment with this method, incorporate contractual provisions where they can test it out and see where it's appropriate again. And that's the way that we're going to continue to build this, truly distributed, digital, and diverse workforce that we need.
Well, Maisha, thank you so much for this very informative, meaningful, and empowering conversation. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.